How to make fried bread.
Okay, so you take a pot or a pan that's relatively deep, so that like if you put something in it, it would have enough space to sink in it. And then you take vegetable oil and pour probably maybe a quart of it in it. Because the point is that the piece of bread that you take would be fully submerged in it.
What kind of bread do you use?
This is the key thing. I think in the United States, if you can get sourdough bread, that would be the closest that you can get to what you get here. But if you can find like a Russian store that sells, I will show you the kind of bread. I'll still take you to the mall and I will show you the kind of bread that you need to get. It needs to be thick and have as little kind of all the fluffy fire stuff in it as possible. The more natural it is, the better. I would go to like a Whole Foods or something and look for a sourdough bread there. And you saw how it's cut, like right in these kind of strips. And you cut it into the strips and deep fry it. And you know, like the oil has to be very, very hot. The bread doesn't need to sit there forever. Basically the process is you throw it into boiling oil and it spends there as little time as possible until it's crisp golden. And you take it out. If the
So
oil,
like 2-3 minutes or what?
less than that, it will brown immediately. Like if you ever saw, have you ever seen the way they do it at McDonald's with French fries? It takes only but a couple of seconds, and that's potato that you need to cook through. That you don't need to cook through, you just need to get it crisp. So you will see, as soon as it turns golden brown, you take it out. If the oil is not hot enough, it will become kind of soggy and oily. So you have to make sure, like you take a piece of bread and throw it in, and if it immediately sizzles, you know it's the right thing. Then you can put the rest of the bread. If it doesn't do that like immediately, if you don't get that immediate like reaction, not good enough.
It's not gonna work.
So very briefly, and you take it out. Beforehand, you probably need to mince quite a bit of garlic. And you put garlic on bread, and you take that piece of bread, and you can either spread garlic, or what you can do is you can take a garlic clove and rub it with garlic. That's one of the good ways to control how much garlic you can put in it. And then once the bread is done and all garlicked, you take cheese, and you have to make sure that it melts well. So I think that you have in the States those melting cheese mixes, whatever. I think those may work. Or pizza cheese, like something that will melt and become kind of gooey.
Yeah.
And mix it with mayonnaise.
Nacho cheese.
Yes, that could work.
Nacho cheese? And mix it with mayonnaise?
That could work. Yeah, and mix it with mayonnaise. And then, the more cheese you like, the better it will turn out. Like, the more cheese you like, the more cheese you put on your bread.
So you mix the cheese with the mayonnaise, then put it on the bread?
Put it on bread.
Okay.
Cover it and smother it. Amen. Cover and smother it. And then either put it in the oven or in the microwave until the cheese is melted. I like the oven because in the microwave sometimes the fried bread tends to get a little too soft. So I would put it in the oven and probably pretty high, like 400 Fahrenheit, and keep it just until the cheese melts. You take it out and you eat it, and don't tell your heart doctor. So here's the secret of fried bread.
Got it. Okay.
P.S. The thicker the bread, the better the fried bread.